All right, we are here. Hello, welcome to another episode of the ForeBros podcast. You have myself, you have Bryan, you have Matty J, you have Andy. We are all here. We finally got the episode. All four of the ForeBros are here, ready to rock and roll. Fellas, this is exciting stuff. We're all here. We're all ready to go. Good to go. Andy's okay. He's rattling the ice around. Love that. That's what we're here for.
I made it, baby. I made it.
You made it. You made it.
I am. Take me as I am.
That's right. You're here, man. We're so happy. And Bryan is back. Matt is back. And we're all ready to go. We got a great episode lined up for all of you guys. I have a couple things that we want to hit on. And we're going to hit on a wide range of things. But the first thing that we want to talk about, kind of get a little personal, talk about some of our recent golf adventures, some of our recent golf outings, and then look forward into the week. We're going to start with a more personal for me. Andy and I went to Thomasville, next town over, and played at their golf course. And this kind of segment that we're going to talk about is just Brandon's terrible day this past Wednesday. Okay, I don't think, and the reason we're sharing this story, yeah, it's 1,000% what it was. And the reason I'm sharing it is just simply for the fact of everything that could have gone wrong in the day went wrong. So Matt doesn't even know the full story. Bryan knows part of it. Andy knows part of it. And Andy was there, but he knows the majority of it. But I want to tell you guys, the viewers, of this terrible day. So it all started with Andy and I. Matt and Bryan couldn't make it, so Andy and I were deciding to go golfing. We were meeting with two of our other buddies over there in Thomasville. And Andy kind of lives a little bit away from me, but he had to come right past my house. And so I said, hey, why don't you come to my house? I said, drop your car off here and we'll take my truck. He's like, yeah, no problem. All good. So I told him what time to be there. I was like, we'll go meet at my house, go get some breakfast, then go to the course. So I realized late Tuesday night that I was like, oh no, my truck is a filthy mess. Like all of, my wife's work stuff from her photography, it's all in there. I was like, I got to clean all of that out. So I got up early Wednesday morning. He was planning on getting there at 7. I was out there at 6:30 and I'm cleaning out my entire truck. I'm just cleaning out the whole thing. I get the whole thing cleaned out. It literally takes me from 6:30 to 7, 30 minutes to clean my entire truck out, to even just get bags and everything in there. I get it all in there. I put my bag in there. I get in the truck. I'm waiting for him in the truck. I finished it literally right at 7 o'clock. 7:02, Andy pulls in. What does he do? He parks right behind me, and he gets out, and he goes, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? I'm get in the truck. And he's like, no, we'll just take my car. I was like, are you kidding me? And he's like, yeah, come on, let's just take my car and go. So now I've just spent 30 minutes cleaning out my truck for literally no reason. So then we go to Maryland's. Shout out Maryland's and Cairo. We go to Maryland's to get our normal breakfast routine that we normally do. Mind you, I'm wearing white shorts. I figured it's the summertime. It's not Labor Day yet. Let's wear some white shorts. Wear some white shorts. I get my breakfast. I hit my leg on the side of a table, and I get whatever crap all over my white shorts. So now I have stuff all over my shorts, and now I'm even more aggravated. We get all the way to the course. We walk in. The guy goes, hey, you guys got a tee time? And we're like, nope, we just thought we could walk in. He's like, oh, yeah, that's fine, but I do want to let you know we are literally aerating our greens and sanding them as we speak. And I happen to look out, and one of the greens on the course is wider than mayonnaise, okay? Like the beach, it looks like the beach has just overtaken this golf course. And I looked at Andy, and I was like, are we going to stay, or what are we doing? He's like, yeah, sure, let's just stay. And
We're already here. We're already here.
And you think okay, that's not that bad. No, it really can't get much worse than that. No, hold on, the day's not over. So we decide, since we're meeting up with two of our other buddies, we decide to play a 2v2 scramble. I play some of the worst golf that day, and me and my partner lose to Andy and his partner, and we lose in horrific fashion. We just get absolutely blown out. On the 17th hole, I am trying to tee off with my 5-wood. And of course, I hit a bad drive. I get a little frustrated. I did not tomahawk throw my 5-wood. I lightly, emphasis on the word lightly, tossed my 5-wood, kind of like in a disgust, like, oh, can't believe I hit a bad shot. It makes the ugliest noise I've ever heard. And Andy goes, oops, you just broke your 5-wood. And I was like, no shot. I pick it up. Oh, yeah, a crack right in the shaft of the golf club. And I was like, okay. So I broke my 5-wood. The story's not over. We get done with the round of golf. Andy's like, you want to go to lunch? I said, yeah, I've had a pretty terrible day. Played bad golf, broke a 5-wood. Yeah, let's go have some lunch. We get to lunch, and it's me, Andy, and another buddy of ours, so just 3 of us. And they're like, hey, let's order. What did you guys order? Was it like a po' boy sandwich or a
pot roast sandwich?
Pot roast sandwich. And they're like, yeah, order a pot roast sandwich. And they both order one each. And I'm like, I'm not ordering a pot roast sandwich. That's disgusting. I don't want a pot roast sandwich. So I just order a turkey sandwich. So they both order pot roast sandwiches. I order a turkey sandwich. We order, no big deal. The manager walks over to our table, and she was like, I have good news and bad news. What do you want to hear? And our buddy that was eating with us, he was like, all right, give me the bad news. And she's like, the bad news is we mislabeled one of our containers that's supposed to be pot roast, but it's not pot roast. And so we have no way of making you a pot roast sandwich. It's going to take 6 hours for that pot roast to be ready to be made. They're like, oh, okay, well then what's the good news? And they said, the good news is for the 2 of you that ordered the pot roast sandwich, you can order whatever you want on the menu and the restaurant's going to pay for it. So not only,
yeah, boy,
dude. So all of these things have happened, and now they walk away with a free meal, and I got to pay for my lunch, dude. When I say I could not wait to get home that day, oh my gosh! So that was my day in a snapshot, in about a 5 to 6 minute story length. Worst golf. One of the worst golf Wednesdays I've had in a long time. I don't know what other way to explain it, how to explain it. But it was bad. It was bad. So it was not something that I want to relive. Hopefully you guys don't have a day like that. And hopefully anybody's listening doesn't have a day like that. But it was
Bryan,
a bad day.
When you told me this story, like these guys will tell you, this is how our typical week goes, especially if we're going somewhere. But even when we play in Cairo, I'm the one, like, they sit around and they just wait on me to send, like, the final itinerary. Like, I feel like I work for Delta or something. And
Bryan's the planner.
I am. And I always take care of these guys and make sure they know, Matty will usually meet me at the house because of where he lives, and then I pick up Brandon, we pick up Andy, depending on where we're going. I'm giving them, like, exact times. I'm picking up their breakfast. I'm just making, like, these dudes, all they got to do is get dressed and make sure they got their clothes. I mean, I'm literally babysitting these 3. And
this man ain't
I told Brandon,
up at my house on time yet.
Are you crazy? You crazy, Andy. I have been on time just about every single time. The last time was a few minutes late, whatever that, I love Maryland's, but it was their fault. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. But when Brandon's telling me this story, I'm just like, dude, the missing piece here, because number one, y'all never would have been playing golf in Thomasville if I was in town. Never would have.
Buddy. That's why we win.
Never would have. Your truck wouldn't have had to been clean. Andy would have been driving nowhere. All this, as you're telling me this, I'm like, yep, I would have taken care of that. Yep, I would have taken care of that. So, I apologize that I had to be out of town, but you had
I told Bryan, I said it was. I told Bryan, I said it was his fault. I said it was completely his fault because he wasn't there. So
he did.
Yeah.
I have just one question.
Okay.
Why are you wearing white shorts? That's what I want to know.
Man,
wearing white shorts.
Man.
My man is a symbol of purity.
When I pull up in this man's yard, and he pops his legs out of his truck, I'm like,
they match.
He going home dirty. He going home like a 3-year-old eating Cheetos because he just done.
I did too, boy, man. I had stuff all over over my shorts. And what ruined it was hitting that table at Marin's. I don't know what was on that table, but I got so much. Needless to say, I'm done with the white shorts. I'm done. I'm done with the white shorts. So, we're moving on from me. I'm done talking about my bad day. Hopefully that never happens again. We do need to recap some things. I think we've left a lot of people, a lot of our OG ForeBros fans. We left a lot of them hanging. For those of you, and we can speak on this now since there's all four of us here. We were filming, and when we were filming our golf videos, we were right in the middle of a Mayhem series. And for those of you that remember watching our YouTube series, we had 4 rounds of Mayhem, and I can't remember what all each round was, but it basically was different layouts of the game of golf, different partners, point system, and we were, working up to a good point system. I think in the upload process, I think we made it all the way to round 3, and we filmed round 4, but did not get around to editing or publishing round 4. And we've explained that in earlier episodes of the podcast of just how draining and time consuming editing and, all the video stuff got. So, but we want to take a moment to recap the Mayhem series. So kind of where we left off, it was getting kind of a close race. And when we walked into round 4, it was going to be every man for themselves. And how did it go, Bryan? It was like if you were the lowest score or the highest score in a hole, you lost a life or whatever.
So
that went.
So you earn lives like through the other 3 rounds. So whoever was in first, and again, I apologize, I don't remember the exact allocation, but it was basically so many lives for first place, second place, third place, and fourth place, which I'll go ahead and say was where I was sitting, was 0 lives. So basically, in that last round, it was an 18-hole round, just straight up, but I could not be high score on any hole. And the goal was for everybody to kind of still have a chance, even when the points get away from you a little bit in the other rounds. The idea was that with me in the 4th place position, I would have to go out there and literally shoot the round of my life to even be in the mix, and it still might not would even be enough. But I was eliminated, I think, on hole 2 or 3. I didn't last long. I made it through the first couple, and then, I was out. And then again, and then you're down to 3 people. So, whoever, if there was a tie, nobody lost a life. But whoever was the high score on a particular hole, you would lose a life, and it would keep chipping away. It was a really cool format. There wasn't a whole lot of drama, and it worked out. But I'll let the man himself tell us what happened.
Oh, okay.
Go for it, big dog.
Not what? Sorry, never mind.
Matt was fixing to say something like.
I thought he was setting me up. I was going for it. For it.
No.
Tell him what happened, AJ.
I ain't wearing this hat just because the Braves is champions, baby. I mean, here I am. I really don't. Honestly, it's been so long. I don't really remember a lot about that round, but I think it came down to. Did it come down to me and you, Brandon, near the end?
No, it came down to you and Matt.
That's
Matt
right.
was the closest. Brian came down. He got knocked out in the 3rd hole. I got knocked out in the 14th hole. Yeah. But between the 8th hole and the 14th hole, I was hanging on by like 1 life. Like I struggled, and I think even if I would have made it all the way to the end, I didn't have enough points to catch you or even have the score to catch you. And I think that's kind of what happened to Matt, because Matt lasted the whole 18 holes, but I don't think he had the score to beat you. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing though, is Andy just it was kind of evident like after round 2, and he didn't have the best round 3, but he really didn't need to points wise. Right. And then round 4, he just kind of put it all to bed. He played it. He was in no pressure to play a good round, so he had just to go out and play casual, and he did.
He had to make it. The way that was set up, he just needed to survive the 18 holes. I mean, it did work out to where we had two to go the full 18, but his whole mindset that day was, man, if I can just last the full 18, hopefully all these lives will be gone. But Brandon, you're the one, that little run that you got on, that kind of, it really extended Matt, because
That's right.
If you had gotten out, if you had been a stroke less, then it probably would have ended sooner than it did. So it was, man, we had a ton of fun. I wish we could still handle and film golf content, especially stuff like that. Like, nobody wants to watch me play 18 holes for sure. But that format, shut up, Matt. That format was incredible. I really enjoyed
having a week without you, dog. I mean, it was. Yeah. Brandon took your spot. Let me just put it that. I'll just put it that way. Okay.
Jeez.
Brandon took my spot.
White shorts and all. You know,
what did I take? What did I do?
White Bermudas and all. Just.
What are you talking about taking my spot this past week? I got more job security this past week.
Bro. I know
he ain't getting rid of me.
I know a 10-year-old that beat you, Brian. Come on.
No,
he didn't beat me.
Dude.
Jackson didn't beat you. Bring Jackson on the podcast.
What?
all right. What are we doing?
Wait a minute.
So Mayhem was good. Andy still holds the belt. I would imagine at some point.
We gotta do something. Yeah, we gotta do something.
We might put the belt back on the line, and just like the ForeBros Cup that I have, we might put that on the line. And I mean, I feel like you'd have to. I want someone. I would love for it to be myself, but I would love for someone to hold the belt and the cup at the same time. I feel like that's ultimate bragging rights.
Yeah.
But as far as
we can do it, but we're just gonna talk about it. We're not gonna film it.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it because for a lot of us, our golf games are not in the. Especially me after last week, after this past Wednesday, my golf game is not in a great place. I'm down a club, but it's okay. I had extra clubs, so I can just replace it. I'm fine with it. But
this man's stacked deep with ping clubs. Okay,
yeah, ping's the way to go. I'm ride or die with ping. But as far as like where we're at, I did have a blunder, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that Bryan wasn't there. I was wearing white shorts. The greens were aerated and sandy. I mean, there was a lot of contributing factors to my bad play. But I mean, overall, I've been playing some good golf lately. Anybody can want to chime in about their personal golf games as of late? I know Brian's touched on his a little bit. Matt, Andy, I mean, how are you playing right now, AJ?
Middle of the road, I think. I mean, some days I'm hitting it good off the tee and I can score pretty decent, but when I'm not, we not. I mean, we all know I struggle a little bit with the short game stuff. Some days I'm putting, some days I'm not. So it's pretty much just got to finally put it all together one day, and clowns don't stand a chance.
Matt, I know you're itching to get back out there pretty soon. Is it good to take a couple weeks off for a break and then get back out there and play?
I don't know. I went somewhere the other day that like really made me think about my golf game a lot. I took the trash to the dumpster site over there the other day, and
I was fixing to say, did you go to the landfill?
I did. It was just mounds of trash, and I thought this is what my golf game looks like.
There you go.
No, I don't know. I mean, because really, I'll get to play this week, and then I'll be out next week, so I'm right back to another week off. But I don't know. I've kind of been frustrated with my game. I think Brandon, you and I talked about it before. I think we talked about last podcast. I used to be able to tell you everything that I'm doing wrong and why I'm doing it, and now I don't have a clue. I'm just swinging, trying to figure out in the middle of my swing what am I doing, and I don't know. I think we're gonna find out. We'll find out this week. I got a couple things I want to work on for sure. So we'll see.
What about you? What about you, BG? Are you feel like you've kind of gotten over the hump of what you need to do to fix your game, or where are we at?
No, I didn't play this past week, but the week before when we were at Crooked Oak, and I kind of went through that in one of the podcasts. But I think right now, my biggest thing is getting off the tee box, and I keep, I'm leaving the driver alone. I trusted 3-wood for a while, but even it started getting pretty wild on me. So I got all the way down to 5-iron, and I'm planning this week. We'll be playing at our home course, and it's not extremely long from the member tees, and I plan on hitting a lot of irons off the tee and just seeing if I can keep it in play and keep moving towards the hole. Like I really do have. I got a lot of confidence in my short game. I got confidence in my irons. I mean, I'm not up there like throwing darts, but I can advance the ball towards the hole, get up there, chip, putt, make some bogeys, try to. I'd love nothing more than to break 90 this week. I think just for my sanity, I would like to see an 8 in the front of my score, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think I think you could do it. I think we're all there. The summer with everything heating up, the greens are getting a little bit better. A lot of these clubs around us are getting ready for their club championships and member guests and member members. We get closer through the summer and beginning of the school year, things like that. So, who knows? I think it's all also going to start heating up. So yeah, we are planning to play at our home course here in our little town, and so looking forward to that. And yeah, we'll see. We'll have to update you guys in the next episode if Bryan did in fact break 90, and then if any of us seem to shoot any. We'll give you guys an update on lowest score of the day and highest score of the day. We maybe have to keep a tally of that, who has the lowest score and who has the highest score. But speaking of Bryan, we're going to enter into a new segment. This segment is brought to you by insert ad here. Bryan has had something on his mind and has a lot of things that he's need to get off his chest. All right. So this segment is titled Bryan is Bothered. We're going to hit this segment from time to time throughout the podcast. This segment is going to be where Bryan just tells you things that are bothering him. And oh boy, do we have a juicy one for you today. This one has been bothering Bryan for quite some time. So Bryan is bothered. Bryan, why don't you go and tell us what is bothering you today?
I need the people to listen to me. I need you to listen to me carefully. This is not an indictment or an attack on any one particular fast food restaurant, local restaurant, doesn't matter. But somebody needs to answer this question. Is there an ice shortage? That's what I need to know. Because listen, my drink of choice is half and half tea. Okay, doesn't matter where I go. 9 times out of 10, half and half tea. Now again, I'm almost 40 years old. I've worked in fast food before, years and years ago. Been in fast food. I know how this works. I remember back in the day, people come through, give me such a drink, light ice or no ice, whatever, because the soft drinks are cold, whatever. I'm talking about sweet tea. I'm talking about brewed, fresh, sweet tea. It doesn't matter where I go. It does not matter where I go. I get this cup, and there's this little sprinkling of, you can shake the cup, and you just hear this little, there's no ice in the cup. And I'm going to tell you what put me over the edge. I was at the beach this past week. Daughter's had a dance competition. Chick-fil-A. Listen, love Chick-fil-A. My family loves Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, I can't think of a single time Chick-fil-A has let me down until I got this tea. I sent a video of the amount of ice.
You want to roll the video?
Put the video up there. If we can put the video up there, put the video up there.
I think I'm crazy about this ice stuff. Chick-fil-A. They're the best, right? Explain this. That's a whole cup of tea.
So what I want to know from somebody who is in the fast food business, whether you're a manager, whether you're employed, number one, I want to know, are you being told not to put ice in my tea? Am I doing something wrong? Do I need to ask for ice? Because on y'all's commercials, man, it is advertised as ice cold sweet tea. It is advertised that way, and you're giving it to me hot. I didn't think I had to ask for it the way that you were advertising it. I mean, if you're advertising a cheeseburger, do I need to ask for the cheese, or are you just going to put it on there? So I need somebody locally that knows me, Call me, text me, let me know what I need to do. I have tried everything. I have said half and half tea, extra ice. Half and half tea, my favorite, lots of ice. You know what Bryan gets? No ice. Time and time and time again. Obviously, I'm bothered by it. I just want to know. I want to know what I'm doing wrong.
I don't know if it's you, because I will say this: out of all the fast food restaurants that we have in our town, I've never had that ice problem. Have y'all had that? I've never had the ice problem.
You
Okay.
should have apparently.
I'm not going to name them, but I could go right down Highway 84, and it's a lot of them.
One of the fast food places that we go to here in town, it's kind of a fast food place. For breakfast especially, they give me too much ice. Like, I end up having to like dump some ice out like every time we go get breakfast there.
Maybe you should save it and give it to Bryan.
Maybe you should just
Let him take it home.
pour it in Brian's cup.
See,
maybe that's what
that's
we
what
do.
I don't understand. Like, there's no, I can't explain to y'all. Like, it probably feels like, okay, this has happened to him a couple of times. He's making a big deal about it. I'm telling you, it is every single time. Every single time. It happened. Get home yesterday. It happened to me again. Yesterday, get home from the beach, go get lunch for the girls, come back to the house, get my large half and half sweet tea. Man, there's ice floating around in there, like 3 or 4 people floating in my pool, man. It ain't enough ice.
So
I went and got ice. I went and got a cup, got ice, and poured my tea into the cup with ice.
And that's when you're making the man do extra steps. That's just not supposed to happen. It is not supposed to happen.
No.
And so, if any of our fast food restaurants, any of our restaurants are listening in our town, could you please help a brother out? Could you make sure when you see Bryan around town,
Give it
Yeah.
to him.
Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I will change my ways to get ice.
have you said extra ice? You said that right?
Yes. I'm not exaggerating. I rolled through one and said half and half, large half and half tea, lots of ice. On the screen, it said large half and half tea, extra ice. They hit it. They punched it in. I get it. Non-existent.
I want to see. He sent us the video, and again, we've thrown it up there. You guys have seen it, but I want to just see. You need to send a video of your reaction of the moment you get the cup, and I know, like, you don't even have to open the lid. I'm sure you just do the little. You
can hear it.
Cup, and you can
You can hear it. You can hear it. If
Three
it's quiet,
cubes knocking around in there.
if it's quiet,
Yeah.
and no, it sounds like this. This is what it sounds like. No ice. I'll start logging it. I promise you it's going to happen again. I promise
Log
you.
it down. Write it down, man.
I don't feel like there's an ice shortage in our town, but if there is, Bryan is getting the short end of the stick on it, and
I'm willing
people
to
are
invest
personally
in turning it around. I'm willing to invest. I'll pay for ice. I just want ice. That's it.
Bryan wants ice, people. We need Bryan to get some ice. He needs to cool down. All right. So, Bryan, I hope maybe you feel a little bit better. Hopefully, you got that off your chest. Next time, I know there's going to be other moments. There's going to be other segments where you're going to be bothered. I know you have a list of things that bother you, but for right now, we're going to get this man some ice. All right, we gotta switch gears. I don't want Bryan to get too heated. Let's talk about some things.
We can't come up with the ice to cool him down. So
that's right. Let's talk about some things that are going on in the sports world that happened this week, even happened at the time of this recording. Why don't we hit the first thing? Matt and I talked about it in the last podcast. Hurston Waldrep makes his MLB debut with the Atlanta Braves on Sunday against the Washington Nationals. Hey, first start, I think he went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 7 runs. All 7 runs, I think, came in the 4th inning there that he couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
But here's a couple things. As a baseball player, Bryan, you could test this. I think all of us can attest to this, playing the sport of baseball. When they call it making it to the show, that is a huge deal, right? And not only that, Hurston is now playing for the team that he grew up watching. He grew up a Braves fan, and now he's putting on the Braves uniform. He's in the same, clubhouse as some of the greats that have walked through, the Chipper Joneses, the Smoltz, Maddox, all those guys. And, and so now he's putting on that uniform. He pitched the first 3 innings he pitched. He actually did really well. Scoreless, got out of him. Nothing crazy. Then it's just one of those things. The wheels completely fall off in that last inning there. And that would hopefully maybe he can reflect on that and be like, that's his welcome to the MLB moment of, man, these guys it's a whole different level. But I don't know. My personal opinion, we'll go around and see what you guys think. I thought for a first day, wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. I mean, I don't know. He was there. It was a debut.
Yeah, I think, Hurston, and knowing his family personally and having been around him a little bit, not a ton, but the kid is an absolute animal when it comes to his work ethic. And, he has flat out just earned his way. He has shown out at every level. To get there as quickly as he did is pretty insane. Like you said, to get there at all. I mean, to ever step foot on a professional mound, professional baseball team is just an incredible feat. I don't know what the percentages are, but they are low, the amount of people that get to do that. But, one thing today that stood out to me is, the game gets delayed. And I just got to believe, you got your family in town and like you're geared up for this, and the emotional, psychological toll, that the adrenaline and all of those things, and just knowing how competitive he is. I just wonder in that 4th inning if he didn't just run out of gas just a hair, maybe a little bit of focus, a little bit of mental fatigue. Because, I watched the full interview. I don't know if you three caught it, but there was about a 5-minute interview through Bally Sports yesterday when he arrived with the team. They reported spent some time with him. Such a well-spoken young man. I mean, just an incredible guy. But he talked about, calling his parents and telling them that, hey, he had been called up. And he talked about how his mom immediately was like, oh, my God, we got to get flights. And because he was debuting on the road. He was debuting in D.C. It wasn't like they just had to get to Atlanta. So you could even tell in his voice he was already feeling like the anxiety. And they asked him point blank if he was nervous, and he was very open. He was like, man, he was like, people that say they aren't nervous, he was like, it's a lie. He was like, this is nerve-wracking. I'm nervous. This is huge opportunity, team that I grew up watching. So, I don't know how long he will stay up in this particular stint, because from what I understand, this call-up was to give a little bit more rest to Freed and kind of back the rotation up a little bit. So you may see him pop back down, but I don't think he did anything today that is going to cause the Braves to be like, okay, write him off. I mean, dude is legit. He is an animal, and he will be back to stay eventually if he gets sent back down.
Oh yeah, and just his journey through the minors. I mean, he kind of every guy has their moments, but I mean, for the most part, he was just building, and so yeah. Again,
so he got drafted last June. He got drafted in June. Couple of starts in single A, couple of starts in double A. He finished. A lot of people don't realize that he finished in triple A last year. Just ran out of season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the dude just flew through it. They started him in Double-A. He went to spring training, was kind of competing for that 5th starting spot, and then assigned him to Mississippi. Slow start, and then completely dominated, and then right to Triple-A, dominated in his first start there and got called up. I mean, can't get there much quicker than that.
Yeah. Nah, he's doing good. So shout out to Hurston, man. Hopefully we continue to see you do great things, man. And if you happen to catch this podcast, hey, you're welcome anytime. If you want to come and hang out with us, hang out with some of your local folks, Cairo and Thomasville. But shout out to him, man. Hopefully he continues to do well, and I'm sure that's not the last of Hurston that we've seen in the big show for sure. for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But real quick, sticking with baseball, we want to jump down from the professional now down to the college level. And right now, super regionals are going on. There's actually, as this is being posted on Monday, there are still some super regional games that are probably taking place right now as you're watching this. But two of our teams that we root for have already punched their ticket to Omaha. We have the Florida State Seminoles, seemingly kind of breezed through UConn there, and especially in the first game, and then kind of battled there in that second game, but they found a way. They were the first team out of all the 8 teams, 8 tickets to be punched. They punched the very first ticket. And then at the time of us recording this, man, we just got done watching the Florida Gators and the Clemson Tigers go through an absolute battle, man. Absolute
awesome. That was
battle. Probably one of the coolest games I ever watched. It literally had everything in it. There was a moment in that game where the Gators had an opportunity to score. We had runners on, I believe, second and third with 2 outs, and one of our guys just hit an absolute seed to deep center field, and that Clemson center fielder made one of the most ridiculous catches I have ever seen. Completely left his feet over the shoulder, crashing into the wall. Crazy game. Florida was able to pull it off in extras, just got hot at the right time. They have punched their ticket as well. Hopefully, we'll see Georgia punch their ticket against NC State. NC State kind of kicked them in the mouth in the first game. Georgia responded with their own game on Sunday and won their game pretty handedly. And so now we'll see how it goes on Monday. So Matt, being an Auburn fan, they're not really known for their baseball. Shout out to their golf team, though, for winning the national title.
Hey.
But baseball's not there. So 3 out of 4 teams have a chance of punching their ticket to Omaha. And boys, Omaha from our town is 17 and a half hours. They're, I'm just saying, might be a chance ForeBros take a road trip, okay?
I have never been to Omaha. I have never been to the College World Series. This might be the year.
4.5 hours. 4.5 hours each. We could get there. I don't know how we get back, but we could get there.
We can get there.
Some of the tickets in the outfield are like $50, $40, $50.
$40,
And
$50.
Let me ask you this. This might not be worth admitting on the podcast, but if you bought a ticket to an early game, could you just stay in your seat and sit there the whole day?
I don't know. Never been.
I think they have them spread out enough now where I think it used to be that way where maybe you could just buy like a general admission and stay, but I think now the games are spread far enough apart where it's like play, clean out. I may be wrong on that. There may be a day, but aren't the game times? Let me see if I can find the game times.
That might be worth doing. I don't know.
They might still sell a stay and play like all day type ticket still. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. One way to find out.
But going to Omaha for the College World Series is definitely like a bucket list thing to do. That would definitely be something that would be fun to do. But let me get just talking about
you do buy a day. So it's like, you buy, like I'm looking here, like you can buy games 7 and 8. So if you buy, you're in for that day. Yeah. So it doesn't close down. So
let's go. All right. Hypothetical, because we don't know yet, because we don't I don't know if Georgia's going to win against NC State or not. I'd like to think they would. But the Gators punching their ticket, Florida State punching their ticket. Do any of our 3 teams do it this year? Florida State, or Georgia? Did any of them come home? I think this is going to sound so bad admitting this, but I think if any of those 3 have a chance, I think it's Florida State.
100%.
I agree.
Well, their offense is so powerful, man. But where we struggle is if you get out of the starting rotation and into the bullpen, it's been our Achilles heel all year. And it's amazing to see what they have done this year already with Link Jarrett as first-year head coach. I just feel like those guys are leaving it all on the field for in memory of Mike Martin. And hey, once you get to the show, you never know.
That's right. What is it? Florida State has 22, 23 College World Series appearances and 0 national titles.
0 titles.
Yeah. They got to get one.
You just got to think. You got to get one. Yeah.
AJ made a good point, though, is saying this. I mean, their offense is their strength, but if you look even at these super regionals, man, these dudes are winning, scoring 10-plus runs just about. I think just about every single game that has won, they've scored 10 or more. So, I mean,
listen,
it's
that Florida State. the first one with UConn, that 24-4 win. I mean, that was atrocious, dude. They beat the brakes
batting
off of
practice is what
UConn.
that was.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Like it just kept going, and these dudes are just roping them like it's nothing. I tell you, I have, the more I've kind of got into it, I've been watching it and really just reading it and keeping up with it. I mean, I don't know. Of course, we don't know what happened with Georgia. We have no idea. Yesterday was just kind of a blur. Florida and Clemson, I think right now is the game of the year. That was an incredible game. But Texas A&M, I've been thinking it's going to end up coming down to Texas A&M and Florida State. That's what I'm thinking. I want Florida State as bad as I don't even just because Andy. I want to say
sure
Texas
you don't
A&M.
want Niagara to come back? You had Niagara in there.
I was picking some upsets. I'm like, you know what? Let's go for it. I'm gonna tell you what. Now there was a couple of them games I did pick that some of them came out pretty interesting. Especially when some of those that I picked that y'all dogged me on the podcast I couldn't be on, and I started watching it. And, oh wait, that's right, they lose by just a solo shot at the end of it, just a walk off. That's how the teams I picked lost by solo walk off shot. So leave me alone. Anyway, but I think I want Florida State to take this one this year. I think it would be an incredible story for them. I think it'd be a great first one, the way that they've been playing, the way they've been hitting it lately. We're going to see. It's going to get interesting.
But there's just going to be a monster 8-team bracket. You hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, you still got, even with the tickets yet to be punched, I'm sitting here. Texas A&M, they're fixing to punch theirs. They're in the as of this recording, they're in the top of the 8th, beating Oregon. So that looks sure. You got Tennessee. Number 1 overall seed is out there. Kentucky, they're up 1-0. They're tied with Oregon State at this recording, but we'll see what happens there. They got a really good chance. See what Georgia or NC State, either one of them that gets out there, they're going to be strong. And then who's already punched? You've got, North Carolina, Florida, Virginia, Florida State. I mean, it's basically a SEC, ACC tournament of champions is what it's turning out to be.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's going to be it's going to be good for sure, and I think a lot of good. Like you said, it's going to be SEC versus ACC. I think the first round though of the College World Series, I think 2 ACC teams go at each other, depending on just seeing how the bracket shakes out.
Yeah.
But my thing is like I feel so bad being such a big Gator fan, and Bryan and all them, they were hitting me in the group chat real bad because I didn't even have Florida coming out of the regional, and here they are punching their ticket to.
This man don't even get to be excited about it. We told him in the group chat like you need to sit down in the corner because you didn't even have them coming out of the out of the regional, and
no faith in your team.
Yeah,
here they are.
They've impressed me. They had the number 1 strength of schedule going into the season. They were riddled with injury, bad pitching. It was all they could do to stay above 500. And then walking into the last series of the year was against Georgia. They had to win that series to even make it to the tournament. And they happened to win 2 of the 3 games and then absolutely get rocked in the first game of the SEC tournament. We're like, all right, well, that doesn't give you a whole lot of confidence. Then they go and win the regional. Then they hold their own against the 6th team in the nation and beat Clemson. So it's like maybe there's a chance. I don't know. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be great, man. College baseball is just in a great place. Anything can happen, and who knows? Maybe, just maybe, next week we might be doing a podcast from Omaha, Nebraska. Who knows? Who knows what? Live from Omaha, Nebraska. I've never been to Nebraska. I don't even think that's the. You don't want to know how far west I've been. It ain't that far, but I haven't been that far.
Alabama.
West. Dauphin Island, Alabama. That's as far west as I've been. That's not really west at all either. So
Tarn Pines.
Tarn Pines. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, so looking forward to seeing what happens in the college baseball realm. But now let's kind of get into something that we know all too well, and that is golf. We may not be able to play it well, but we can talk about it well. And wouldn't you know it, here's the headline again: Scottie Scheffler in the winner's circle. This man, it doesn't matter if he's playing well. It doesn't matter if there's charges on the man. He is going out and he is winning golf tournaments. And to me, like, I didn't get to watch everything in full detail because I was just so infatuated with college baseball. But when I would click over to the tournament, it just, to me, like, it was just another casual 4 days of golf for Scottie. And he just went out, played Scottie golf, and yep, he won. You know, I don't think it was any crazy, like, come
He
from
didn't
behind
even play
miraculously.
well.
No,
he did
not
not
today.
even play well today.
It was just casual.
Just enough. Just better
Yeah,
than
it's
everybody
casual.
else.
What, 2 overs?
He shot one.
He was 2
one
over?
Yeah, he was one stroke ahead of.
What is that,
here's
a
the thing.
par 72?
Yeah, I believe
I
so.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he came
yeah,
out
well.
with 74. That's right.
Mhm.
I love Scottie Scheffler. I think the kid's playing probably the best golf that we've seen in a long time. I was
time.
pulling for Colin Morikawa. Good gracious,
Mhm.
man! I wanted him to
Of
wanted him to
course
win it.
you were.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it came down to these two. It came down to these two just a few weeks ago, and Scottie, Scottie bested him there in that tournament, and then again today. I mean, Scottie goes out and shoots a 74. Colin shoots a 71, and Scottie still has him by one shot. It's just Scottie just has this thing about him where he finishes well. It doesn't matter. Just like what Brandon said, it doesn't matter what's stacked against him. He's just finishing well. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Playing really good golf.
Yeah,
he's playing really good, and it's just crazy to watch, man. Like, I think you're watching, and I don't know, some people may disagree with this, but I feel like you're watching like maybe a modern day Tiger, like a new version of Tiger, like showing up. I don't know. I don't know how you.
I don't think Scottie's going away. Like, this is
No.
not an anomaly.
No.
Like, this dude is here. Listen to this. Money list. Scottie Scheffler.
Oh, dude, this is ridiculous. I've been looking at it too.
$24,024,552. Second place,
Yeah,
$11,597,000.
yeah.
You're
He's
talking
stealing
about
it, man.
he has more than lapped the field. FedEx Cup points. Scottie Scheffler has 5,051.
Mhm.
Xander Schauffele in second, 2880.
Yep.
Like, this is laughable, dude. You could cut Scottie Scheffler in half, and he's still atop the money list and the FedEx Cup. Like, he is. I agree, and you got to be careful. I mean, you just can't anoint somebody. You just can't anoint somebody as Tiger Woods or the next Tiger Woods. But dude, if Scottie keeps his mess up, whew, like you said, all the stuff too. The stuff with the cops up there. He's had a kid, and he's made it very known. Like, his personal life is important to him. What his values are and his faith and all these things. I mean, and dude just goes out there and dominates. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see, as he keeps it going, because, as you know, what we have coming up this week, the U.S. Open, third major of the year. Scottie's riding high. So a couple things we want to look at real quick is 2 questions for everybody. I'll start. We'll hit Matt, Bryan, and then AJ. You can finish us off. 2 questions are: who do you want to win? Who do you think will win? For me, who I would want to win. I always am going to pull for Jordan Spieth. That's who I want to win.
Stop.
That's always who I want to win.
Jeez,
I'm always going to be a
come on.
Jordan Spieth homer.
Come on.
I want Jay Spieth to always win. I especially want him to win the PGA Championship because that'll complete his Grand Slam. But we have to wait till next year for that. But I really want Jordan Spieth to win. Who do I think will win? That's an easier answer. I think that's Scottie. I think that's a Scottie. I also don't want to rule out, but Bryson DeChambeau. as close as he was in the PGA Championship, as good of golf as he's been playing. He's won a U.S. Open before. Pinehurst, I think, might set up well for his game to, just mass driver. So I don't know. I'm going Jay Spieth for the want, and for the who I think will win is going to be either Scottie or DeChambeau. Matty, what you thinking?
I don't know. I mean,
Colin Morikawa.
Listen, I don't know that Colin's going to be able to play well this week. I don't know why. I just you got Wyndham Clark, who's the reigning U.S. Open champion. Don't really care that much for him. Personally, I don't know. It's just something about him. I don't think he's going to be able to step it up. I do think. I mean, Xander Schauffele's just kind of been lagging around. I mean, he's kind of, as we say, just kind of hanging around. And I think he's gonna eventually end up kind of stabbing one here very soon. So, I would actually love to see him. That's probably who I'm picking right now is who I want to win. Is probably Xander Schauffele. But there's so many more. I mean, I can see her make a case for several of them. I'd love to see. I'll only get two. Okay, never mind. Fine. So, well, then everybody kind of knows. I mean, who's going to win? You've got to play out of this world golf to beat Scottie Scheffler right now. You just got to. I mean, the kid just. Yep. I mean, it's one of those things. I think it was one of the interviews that maybe it was an after round thing, but somebody asked him like, "Is it even fun anymore?" Like, the dude just wins. Like, I look at my wife and I go. Scottie won it again today, and my wife literally will say, "Why can't he just let somebody else win?" Like, you've never played sports. Okay, never mind. I'll go talk to somebody else.
24 million reasons why.
I know. And so of course, I think Scottie's gonna. I think he's gonna go back to back again. Weeks anyway. I think he's gonna probably pull it out again here on the next week. But Xander Schauffele pulling for you, my man. Hopefully you'll better get one.
There you go.
Xander won the PGA, didn't he?
He won
that. Didn't he finish that off with the PGA?
Xander won the PGA.
Yes. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right there.
For him, if he could grab just another one, I think that would give him a huge confidence boost going into the end of the season. And I think that's what he needs. I think that's exactly what he needs.
He's right there. For me, who do I want? I just kind of follow this guy. He's, I guess, kind of local to us, but Harris English. He's won some tournaments on the PGA Tour. I was looking because I didn't know, but in 3 of his last 4 U.S. Open appearances, he has finished tied for 8th, solo 3rd, and solo 4th.
Yeah, top 10.
So, again, that would be a long shot, but he has been playing well. So I would like to see Harris hanging around and getting a chance there on Sunday. Who do I think will win? Just for the sake of not saying Scottie, I think and I said this in an earlier podcast, I still think Rory is going to add some majors at some point. So who do I think will win? I'll probably say Rory this week.
He's got a lot of off course baggage right now that I think he's having to fight through. That's the hard part. I definitely. That's one that like for where Brandon is for Jordan. I've been like that for Rory for a long time. Like I've watched. I remember old Rory McIlroy, chubby, really curly hair, Titleist player. I remember those days, and he's always been to me like one of my favorite golfers. Of course, even in the middle of the live split, he kind of stood his ground and things like that. So I think that's a good pick too.
Before Andy answers, I'll say this: rooting for Jordan Spieth is like going to a fast food restaurant and expecting a cup full of ice, but you don't. Like, you expect him to win, but he just it's not the same. Like, I just remember watching 2015 Jordan, 2014 Jordan, and Bryan knows this because he's a Jordan
That's back
fan.
when they put ice in cups too.
Yeah, that's right. It's just so hard. It's just so hard. So AJ, who do you want to win? Who do you think will win?
Oh man, well, who do I think will win? I'm just gonna go with Scottie, man. Dude is so on fire right now. You just that's the easy answer. Who do I want to win? I'm gonna go with Brooks Koepka. I'm gonna take a little shot in the dark here, and my man,
he's vibing on the nose right now. They having a little bit of baseball success.
That's right. I forgot Brooks played for the Seminoles. Oh, that's so dumb, dude.
He's just
vibing on the nose.
He's just vibing, baby. Just riding the train.
Hit him with the.
I'm gonna hit you with a little hot take right here, though. You better watch out for Victor Hovland. He's coming.
Dude, that is coming. A hot take. That's a good one.
He's on the way. He's next.
Good one.
There's so many. Yeah. Like there's so many that are playing good right now.
Really
there is.
There's really not.
Ludwig Oberg been playing extremely good.
Ludwig Oberg.
Yeah, he's been playing great.
Colin Morikawa. He's a hot pick. Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. I'd tell you who another hot take would be.
The hottest of hot take. Nick Dunlap.
Nick Dunlap. For those of you that don't know, Matt and Nick Dunlap, personal friends.
Best friends.
Personal friends.
If he wins, 100% he's coming on the podcast.
He's got to. He's got to.
Has to.
You watch the PGA Tour and you just look up that top 10, you see old N. Dunlap. Just know him and old Matty J are they tight. What they tight. What a tight dog. They tight. Maybe another episode we'll have Maddie explain that friendship there that goes years and years back down memory lane.
We about as tight as Brandon's white shorts in that table at Maryland's. I tell you,
bro, we're done. We are done with the white shorts. We're done with them. And here's the other thing, and I've said this before. I've said it to Bryan, and even Jesse's noticed this too. Is that anytime I wear the white shorts, I play terrible golf. 100% true. It's a fact. We went on Jesse and I went on a vacation to Helen, and I drove up to Young Harris to play at a very pristine, super nice golf course up there. I wore the white shorts, shot the worst round probably of my life. I think I stopped counting on the 14th hole when my score was up to 130, 140. Ooh. And I blamed it on the white shorts. So
you should have threw them shorts off that mountain at that time.
Yeah, you should have.
Well, you know the ForeBros got that man messed up if he's counting his strokes up to 130 on vacation.
Yeah, I was too. I was. It was
living rent free. This man like we fly on a drone over the course counting his strokes.
Well, because I knew, and I know this. It's like because you feel like you're being wild. I was hours away from y'all, but I was like, if I go out here and play well, and text them and go, hey, just went to Brasstown Valley Resort and Spa, shout out to them, great golf course, and go, hey, I just shot an 80, they would all text back and go, nah. But if I text them and go, hey, I quit keeping score after a 130 after hole 15, they'd go,
sounds about right.
You know, sounds good. Sounds
totally legit.
Yeah. That sounds about right. So, anyways, man, we so hopefully we don't have any more bad days. We'll we'll see how it goes. We'll update you guys as soon as we play this week, and we'll let you know who shot the lowest round, who shot the highest round, because I know you guys would love to hear that. And if we end up hitting back on Mayhem again, we'll let you know how that goes. I'm sure we will. That belt's got to get put back on the line because that's just more bragging rights for between the four of us. And so we'll hit that again. We know another Bryan is Bothered segment is coming. So if you enjoyed the one today, and if you live in our town, go to any of the fast food restaurants. Test out this theory. See if Bryan is the only one that is getting gypped on ice. And I'm definitely going to try it this week. I'm going to hit some of them, see how they hit me up with the ice. Do you have to order specific half and half, or do you think it's any drink that you order?
No, I mean I've experienced it with other drinks. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
It's worse with it's worse with the tea. Like at least the soda out of the machine is somewhat cool. It's still an absolute disaster on my end. But I would also encourage, if you're listening to this, drop us a comment on something that bothers you. I mean, we'll talk about anything that bothers you. At the end of the day, we want peace, love, and happiness for the people. So we'll hash it out here, and then we'll let it go. If somebody will put ice in my cup, I'll let it go. I'm not going
There
to
you
linger.
go.
I'll let it go.
That's right. This is a safe space for anybody that wants to air out their frustrations, get things off your chest. This is a safe space to do it, and we'll do it for you. You put it in the comments,
Yeah.
text us and say, "Hey, I want you guys to talk about this," and we'll do it. And if you want to stay anonymous, we'll keep you anonymous too. So it's like a no risk issue there to send us your stuff. So anyway, so we'll hit some more Bryan is Bothered in the next couple episodes. But again, we'll keep a closer eye on the Omaha situation. We'll see how many more teams punch their ticket, what team punches their ticket. I know we're all probably rooting for Georgia to beat NC State today on Monday, and hopefully we'll continue on. And then obviously we're going to creep into this week with the U.S. Open. A lot of stuff to cover. So the next episode that you guys see will be right in the middle of the U.S. Open experience there. So we'll have a lot to talk about then. So for myself, Bryan, Matt, AJ, boys, I enjoyed it. The first episode, all four of us here. Looking forward to many, many more. Everybody, y'all have a great rest of your week, and we'll see all you guys soon. Gentlemen, it's been real. It's been fun.
Love,
Peace out.
peace, and chicken grease.
Peace.
See ya.